and welcome to Talk a Good Game. It's a preview of the 38th game in the league. The final game of the season is Stoke City host West Ham United live on Sky Sports Sunday, 3 o'clock kickoff. We're here with myself and Gonzo as normal, and we've got Tom with us, who's been to all but 3 league games this season. Remarkable from our resident hammer. Gonzo, let's talk about our opposition first as normal. What do you make of Stoke City and their season?
Very good season. It was you could almost make parallels with us because they had Tony Pulis, played a bit of hoofball, didn't they? Be careful what you wish for and all of that sort of stuff, because he brought them up and sort of steadied the ship. But they brought Hughes in, got rid of a lot of the big lumps of Rory Delap throw and all all of that sort of thing. And they got some smaller players, more diminutive players. Bojan and Shaqiri, they paid a lot of money. So spending money. I think they bought a guy from Portugal, I think, in the transfer, and they spent 18 million or something. So I mean, they've spent 30 odd million or something, and I'm sure they'll spend again in the summer.
Tom, what's your opinion? You've sometimes got a bit of an edgy opinion on some teams and fans, but what's your opinion on Stoke City?
Over the years, I haven't really liked them because they've been one of the dirtiest sides in the league, and you go there. When you go there, you're going to get a tough game, But yeah, that was part of the Tony Pulis era. I think Mark Hughes has changed around a bit. And with this season, they started off really well, didn't they? Mid-season, they done well. They beat me and Gonzo on the way on the train up to Man United, and when we drew 0-0, and a lot of fans got on the thing. I think they were beating Man City that day. I think it's the early kickoff. They beat Man. Yeah, they done well, but they got safe, and they're just in full-on holiday mode now, aren't they? Really. So yeah, that's my opinion on them.
Yeah, they are on the beach a wee bit. They haven't won in the last 4 home games. They've drawn 2 and lost 2. Only once have they gone in the Premier League 5 games at home without winning, so they'll equal that record if they fail to beat us. Gonzo, can Stoke City, this is my opinion, I think Stoke City are in the position to do a bit of a West Ham next season in terms of there's no European distraction for them. They've got a really good team, and if they can improve it, like you said, do you think they can go up a couple of levels and really start knocking on the door of top 6?
Yeah, but everyone's going to be trying to do the same. I think the key is to hold on to the manager. Everton have got a position. He's quite high up in the betting for that, which you'd know yourself, being a betting man. If they hang on to the manager, they've got half a chance because he is half decent. I think it's going to be nothing special to see people spend 30 million this next season. Sorry, the TV deal is going to hugely inflate everybody's transfer pot. So yes, I think they can, but I think you'll find West Brom will spend, Crystal Palace will spend, Sunderland will probably spend. Now they're safe, so they're going to be fighting it out with a lot of those others. And I think it's really hard, unless you're in Manchester and particularly London, to attract the top players.
I agree with that to an extent, but what I will say is I think Stoke have got the foundation compared to the teams you've just mentioned there. I think Stoke have got a really good quality team already, and it's just a bit removing the slightly deadwood and getting more quality in. Tom, Gonzo mentioned there Everton need a manager. Who is the biggest club, in your opinion, today, Everton or Stoke City?
Neither for me. I don't see them even as a big club. Obviously, maybe Everton for their history, but again, they sound, as they say towards our fans, they sound like, you're talking in the past and things, like we won the World Cup. Yeah, I mean, for me, if you had to pick one of the two, probably Everton, but for me, neither.
So if you were Mark Hughes right now, you were at Stoke and Everton said, hey, do you fancy it? What would you do, Tom? Would you go to Everton or would you stick at Stoke? Who do you think has got the better short future, if you like, the better project that's going on right now?
Well, I think Mark Hughes has done, as he said, as Gonzo said, he's done well at Stoke, and I think he's even come out today and said that he's happy, he's not going anywhere, the fans like him, so he's got no reason to go to Everton, because if he goes to Everton, the pressure's back on him to obviously do well, and if he doesn't get it right in a season or two, they'll be on his back, because they're not very patient up there in Everton, are they?
No, I totally agree with that as well. Well, before we move on to West Ham, the interesting fact for Stoke City is they have the lowest shooting accuracy in the Premier League this season, and that includes Aston Villa. Just under 40% of their shots hit the target, and there's no team worse off than that. So we can expect a few shots going into the crowd on Sunday, hopefully. The man in the middle is Mike Jones. We've only had him once this season when we played at Carrow Road and drew 2-2 with Norwich when Emenike fluffed a good few chances to give us the win, which may have put us in contention for the Champions League places, but never mind Emenike. Stoke have only had him once this season as well when they won 1-0 away to Aston Villa. Mike Jones hands out a lot of yellow cards. He doesn't hand out many red cards. He's only handed out 2 red cards this season, but both have been second booking offences, so I wouldn't really expect a straight red unless it's particularly nasty. Now, Tom, what do you make? I don't get this at all. What do you make of this Liverpool playoff if the weird situation happens that we finish on the same points, same goal difference, same goal scored? We'll have to play them in a playoff if we both qualify for Europa League. What's your thoughts on that? I think that's nonsense.
Yeah, I think it's nonsense as well myself. But if it happens, it happens. But it's highly unlikely. I've heard I think Southampton have got to drop points as well, haven't they?
Yeah, Southampton need to fail to win at Crystal Palace. West Ham need to lose by a goal, and Liverpool win by a goal. But Liverpool need to score one more. So, i.e., West Ham lose 1-0 and Liverpool win 2-1, and then it goes to playoff as long as Liverpool don't win the Europa League. Otherwise, that comes into contention. Gonzo, we're 6th right now. Would you be disappointed if we ended up 7th or even 8th?
No. It's been a brilliant season. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I don't know. It's a little bit after the Lord Mayor's show, and it was such a fantastic game to end on Tuesday night, and that's really the memory I'll be taken away. Tom, bless him, offered me the chance to go to Stoke with him, but he's such bad company. I'm not going to bother. I just feel that it was a really nice way to end. So I'm actually not going to. I'm not going to bother. I'm going to leave it there and remember it as that. If we finished 8th, it's still been a great season. Things next season as well.
Tom, if we were to win and Man City lost, we would finish on the same points. Well, unless there's a 15 goal swing, we're not finishing 4th. But would you be really almost bittersweet if that happened and we lost out on 4th just by goal difference when you consider the penalty decisions against us over the season and then the performance against Swansea? Would you look back with a little bit of regret?
Of course you would. I mean, and you mentioned the refereeing decisions there, but that's part of the reason if we don't finish, if it happens. But a part of the fault as well is our own. I mean, there's been some results where we shouldn't. We dropped quite a lot of points at home, and and there's a lot wrong. Obviously, we had injuries and we drew a lot. We didn't lose, but we drew a lot in the mid-season with Pat and Lanzini injured. So it's more, I feel, it's more our fault. But it's still a cracking season, even if we do finish 8th. But for me personally, we've got obviously all the season I've raised my expectations. Where beginning of the season wasn't to get relegated, and obviously I did want Champions League, but now for me I'll be happy with Europe. But if it wasn't to be. We need to concentrate and then fully on the league next season. But I would want Europe now. I'd be disappointed if we didn't get it.
Gonzo?
Yeah, just on that whole 8th business, it was quite funny because on whenever it was Wednesday night or whatever, I watched Sam Allardyce giving it Billy Big Watsits, and I just thought, thank goodness that can you imagine the last season if Allardyce had been in charge? Because yes, if we do finish 8th, there's still this big feel-good factor. We've had a pleasure of Payet, Lanzini and Antonio, and Andy Carroll's come off the bench to such good effect, and we've beaten Arsenal and Man U, Man City, Liverpool lots of times, Chelsea. It just never would have happened like that under Allardyce. And I was watching it, I was thinking, do you know what? It would have been a terrible, miserable. You can just imagine it, can't you? That last evening at the bowling, and you know what I mean. The fixtures might have been different or whatever. I don't know. Grinding out a 1-0 loss as he liked to do, and then the fireworks start at the end. Everyone traipsing off, and honestly, I watched Allardyce. Well, thank goodness. So even if we do finish 8th, credit to Bilic, credit to the team, because I've really enjoyed it.
Yeah, well, I think it would have been the manager's car getting a window smashed rather than the Manchester United team bus if he was still in charge. Tom, would you be playing the same 11 on Sunday? I mean, we beat Man U 3-2 at home. Can Bilic change it?
No, he won't change it. He'll go in with the same 11. I'm sure of that.
Is that what you're wanting to see, Tom, or are you wanting to see changes?
Possibly, obviously, Antonio not a right back, but I mean, it didn't work out in the game before the Man United game, the Swansea game, but it worked out in the Man United game. So, as we say, Bilic knows best. Bilic knows the team, and I can see him keeping the same team myself. Gio. He's not one for changing things, and there's no need to change it. It done well against Man United.
Yeah, but he did change it before the Swansea game by putting Moses in. But we won't
Yeah,
talk
so,
about that one. We won't
no
talk
Moses.
about that.
I mean, yeah, no Moses. I mean, yeah, you obviously changed it with the Swansea game, but you changed it back for the Man United game, which won. So I want the same team against Man United.
Yeah, well, Stoke, they're unbeaten in 5 against West Ham United. Stoke City, they've won 2 and drawn 3. And West Ham have only won 1 of their last 6 games on the final day of the season where we played away from home. Gonzo, are you confident going into this one?
Yeah, that doesn't mean anything. It's been a season of breaking records. Crikey, we hadn't beaten Liverpool at Anfield since the Cretaceous period or something like that. So we've been breaking records all season. So, yeah, whatever. If we haven't won a game, 1 game in 6 or whatever in the last game of the season, I don't think it matters. I think you're right. I think they're on their holidays. I think we're really, really good. Also, I think there was a subtle difference, by the way, in Ben's Man U. Managed to get Sacco more central. Sacco had been playing wider before that, and he's such a good finisher, Sacco, as well. So, yeah, I think Tom said, Bilic does sort of know best. You watch other managers, and particularly, talk about the big fella again. You used to watch him thinking, oh, I would have done this, I know better. But you know what? He's a good manager, Bilic. He knows what he's doing. None of us are playing Antonio right back, but he's managing it, and we're winning, and I am confident. I think we're going to beat him.
Well, that was the stats against West Ham. The stats for West Ham is Stoke have only kept 1 clean sheet in their last 15 games, and West Ham are unbeaten in their last 5 away from home in the leagues, winning 2 of them, drawn 3. We've scored at least 2 goals in each of them, so we should see the goals ping in with Stoke's dodgy defence. So, Tom, leads me on to you. You must be confident going up to Britannia, are you?
I'm very confident, mate. Yeah, as confident as can be. I want a good finish at the end of the season. It's in our hands to get Europe. It's in our hands. We've got no one else to blame if we don't get it. All we've got to do is win. Not so much a draw, obviously, because Southampton can still catch us, I believe, in Liverpool. So no, yeah, we need to win. It's in our hands, and then we get 5th or 6th.
Well, it's our last trip to the Britannia because next season it's called the Bet365 Stadium. It could be worse though. Gonzo, what's your score prediction for this one?
I think a comfortable win, mate. 2-0.
Tom, what's your score prediction for this one?
I've said it all season, and it hasn't materialised yet. We haven't been in a game where we've scored more than 4 goals in the league. So we've got 1 more game to go. So I'm going to go with it. I can see us conceding. I'm going to go 4-1 West Ham.
I'm in the middle of you two. I'm saying 3-1 West Ham. But if you've been watching at home, make sure you subscribe. We were trying to hit 1,500 subscribers before the full-time whistle of the Stoke game. We're not far off. We've only got 20-something to go. We'll be live at half-time on Sunday for our last ever game of this season, hopefully on course for the Europa League. Do check out clienthue.info for all your latest West Ham news, but do keep your eyes on Hammers Chat because our announcement is coming. We promise you it's coming. And we've had a few people ask what it is, but it's coming. Don't worry. But that's been Gonzo, that's been Tom, I've been Gio. We'll be back Sunday night with the review straight after full time. Thank you for joining us this season. Take care.